that Pope Leo XIV shares those pro-immigration and effectively, inevitably, anti-American positions of Pope Francis? I think we have good reason to. This is Robert Prevost. This is the new Pope some time ago, but he was retweeting a post about critical of Donald Trump's anti-immigration status. A cardinal, why Donald Trump's anti-immigration rhetoric is so problematic, and the current Pope, Leo XIV, was retweeting that. Did you know that in all 50 states, self-defense law, not gun law, but self-defense law, uses a simple 5-element test to see if your use of defensive force was legally justified? And that same test applies no matter what state you're in or what tool you use to defend yourself. If you're missing even one of those required elements, however, you've made yourself an easy conviction for an aggressive prosecutor. My name is Attorney Andrew Branca, and I've worked more than 30 years as a self-defense attorney. Every state has seemingly endless, complex pages of laws regarding self-defense, so complex that many top criminal defense attorneys rely on my expert analysis to help win self-defense cases for their clients. If the legal code is that complex for lawyers, how can a citizen gun owner expect to know or even follow the law, especially when a life or death situation has triggered a massive adrenaline-fueled mandate to make that fight or flight decision right now? It seems daunting. Yet I created a simple but powerful framework that has allowed me to serve the legal community and countless American gun owners to simplify this legal complexity into just 5 elements of self-defense law. And you can learn my 5-element legal algorithm I use to consult on and win with the top criminal defense attorneys all over the country to protect law-abiding gun-owning citizens from making innocent legal missteps that land them in prison. Now, with a simple read or listen, you can install my 5-point legal framework so it acts as a sort of muscle memory defense to protect you from losing your rights when you choose to defend innocent human life. Click below to get the latest edition of my book, The Law of Self-Defense Principles, for free. I ask only that you help cover the shipping and handling cost to get the book to you. The Pope. We have a new Pope, I'm very pleased to announce. Unfortunately, the new Pope is not this guy. I'm sure you all saw this. They gave Trump a lot of heat over this. Of course, he just retweeted it. He didn't create this. But they said, "Aren't you being offensive to Catholics?" I love all these Democrat Catholics who come out of the woodwork. They've been passing abort your child till the moment before birth policies in all their states, but suddenly they're offended at a funny meme. It's really remarkable, really remarkable. But we have a new Pope, and the new Pope is this guy. This guy, Cardinal F. Prevost, now Pope Leo XIV, marking the first time an American has been elected to the papacy. I got to be honest. I think I don't know how American this guy is. I think he was born in Peru. His family came to America. He spent many of his adult years in Peru. Is he kind of a pro forma American? I mean, he's not like a Scalia American. He's not a George Washington American. And unfortunately for the church, I think he's really going to end up being more of the same that we've had with Pope Francis, which in my opinion, as someone who was raised Catholic, I was baptized, First Communion, Catholic Church. Pope Francis was not the Pope I'd want to see running the church, and I'm not sure this guy's going to be much different. The first American Pope in history, selected by the conclave at the Vatican by the bishops, born in Chicago. Oh, not born in Peru. Born in Chicago, spent much of his career ministering in Peru. I guess his parents came from Peru. That might be my confusion. And when we look at his kind of a CV here, that's a little hard to read, right? Let me see if I can make that bigger. See if I can make that a little bigger. It also gives me cause for concern. So key milestones, 1977. Was that the year of the first Star Wars movie, or was that 76? I think the first Star Wars movie was 77. Anyway, he entered the Augustinian order, ordained as a priest in 1982. Sent as a missionary to Peru in 1985 to 1986, just 1 year. 1991 to 2007, served as prior general of the Augustinian order in Rome. 2014, appointed bishop of Chiclayo, Peru. 2023, appointed by Pope Francis as the prefect of the dicastery for bishops, one of the most powerful roles in the Vatican, overseeing bishop appointments. So for those who don't know, this position, and he was appointed to the position by Pope Francis, you should think of this as the kind of a vice pope position. This is the assistant director of the pope position. This is like the number 2 guy. And of course, whoever's elected next to Pope is going to be elected by the cardinals. And then, of course, he was just elected today, the 267th Pope of the Roman Catholic Church. So what was the reaction of many Catholics to this? Well, it wasn't great. It wasn't great. A lot of us have had many concerns for a long time about Pope Francis, mostly because he seems to wish, much like Chief Justice John Roberts, to meddle in political affairs that are outside his proper zone of authority. These are just a handful I picked up. Hey, it's Francis 2.0. Another Francis, the fall of our church. And a liberal one at that, Pope Francis Jr. There goes the Catholic Church. Because a lot of the, especially immigration policies Pope Francis was advocating would result in the destruction of America. I mentioned earlier, a nation is not its soil. A nation is its people. And the immigration policies Pope Francis was pushing were policies that would replace the American people. Replace the American people. And do we know that Pope Leo XIV shares those pro-immigration and effectively, inevitably, anti-American positions of Pope Francis? Well, I think we have good reason to. This is Robert Prevost. This is the new Pope. Some time ago. This is 10 years ago. Fair enough. 10 years ago. But he was retweeting a post critical of Donald Trump's anti-immigration status. A cardinal, why Donald Trump's anti-immigration rhetoric is so problematic. And the current Pope, Leo XIV, was retweeting that on Twitter. Here's another one. This is him retweeting Rocco Palmo, but it's the message he's retweeting that's really important. As Trump and Bukele use the Oval Office for the Fed's illicit deportation of a U.S. resident, once an undocumented Salvadoran himself, now D.C. Auxiliary, Evelo asked, do you not see the suffering? Why are you getting rid of these illegal immigrants from your country? Well, there's a link here. Illicit deportation of a U.S. resident. Who do you think they were talking about? None other than our good friend, Kilmar Armando Abrega Garcia. They were protesting the removal from America, a guy who's a member of MS-13, a U.S. designated terrorist organization, a wife beater, a human trafficker. They were objecting to our deportation of this guy who had a final order of deportation since 2019 and was still living in our country. America is supposed to be obligated to keep this guy and millions like him in our nation, according to this new Pope. I object. As a Catholic, I object. Jesus knew better. What did Jesus tell us? Did Jesus tell us the Pope should be involved in America's immigration politics? Or did Jesus say, render unto Caesar the things which are Caesar's, and unto God the things that are God's? There are different zones of jurisdiction. There's the religious, there's the political. The founders most certainly did not found a Catholic nation. They were very suspicious of popism. In fact, thanks for watching this highlight segment of our full-length Law of Self-Defense live stream. If you enjoyed this content, make sure to give us a like and subscribe for more expert analysis on politics, law, and how to be hard to convict. And to watch the full-length episode of this show, just click right here. Stay safe.